Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tanmay. How you all doing? So this video is all about mistakes to avoid during your first semester and some bonus tips. If I could go back to my first semester, there are so many mistakes I would never repeat. Not because I failed, because I learned the hard way. If you're entering college or if you're already in your first semester, this video is for you. So let's start with the first point. Avoid being desperate to make friends. This is one of the mistakes I made. So I had the same best friend from 7th grade to 12th grade. But now when we came to college, we had to part ways because she went to a different college and I went to a different college. So I felt lonely and I felt like I needed some company. So I was like very desperate to make friends. I talked to everyone. I tried so hard to fit in and I overshared a lot. Basically, I tried too hard. And when you're desperate, right, people can feel that energy. Just like we feel good energy and bad energy, just like that when somebody is desperate, we can feel the energy. So don't be desperate. Okay, so when you're desperate, it shows in your tone, it shows in your body language, it shows in the way you talk, and you know, one thing you have to remember basically, if you want to make friends, if you want to socialize, the key is being casual. You should be casual. You shouldn't, seriously, honestly answer all the questions. When people are talking to you, just casually ask you. They don't actually care about you or your life because you guys have just met, or maybe it's just been days or months since you guys have met. So obviously, you guys are strangers. So why would they care about you? So when somebody's asking you something casually, you also answer casually. Okay, you also think and answer, just like give simple answers. Okay, and trust me, even after trying so hard, I ended up with only two, three real friends. Okay, be authentic, be who you are. Don't pretend to be somebody else. Because when you're authentic and when you are who you are, people who genuinely like you will come to you either ways because they find worth in you. Okay. Point number two, don't neglect your academics in the first semester. If there's one mistake I regret the most, it has to be this one. I got two arrears in my first semester purely because I didn't study properly. So my 11th and 12th grade were extremely stressful. I went to Sri Chaitanya coaching institute and it was very stressful. The environment was really toxic. I stopped studying completely for 2 years. Okay, so if you're someone who didn't study in 11th and 12th, okay, and you somehow manage to secure a college, first semester is not the time you relax. Trust me, it is not. Don't make the same mistake I did. In fact, first semester is the most easiest semester ever in engineering. Why? Because you see, in first semester you learn the continuation of the subjects you learn in 11th and 12th grade, the continuation of maths, physics and chemistry if you have that in your branch of engineering. So it's very easy for you to even score 9 plus CGPA if you study properly. So first semester is the time you make most of it and you score a lot. Okay, so since most subjects are like continuation of 11th and 12th syllabus, so if you're in first semester or if you're going to join your first semester of college, please revise, please go through all the basics, physics and math especially. In math I would especially I would say matrices, integration and determination. Sorry, differentiation. And in physics, I would say almost everything. Okay, if you study properly now, you can build a strong CGPA base, and then you don't need to study all the just 2 to 3 hours of deep work, focused work. If you do, you can easily score. Trust me, toppers never study all day. In fact, toppers have time for every single thing. Okay, they don't study all the time, they study effectively. Point number three, don't ignore attendance. I'm not saying don't bunk classes, bunk, but smartly. Okay, why? Why? And maintain at least like 80 to 85% of attendance, not 75%. Why, you may ask? Because suddenly you might have to take emergency leaves, sickness, you might get sick. And then that time, if your attendance itself is in the borderline, if it's in 75%, it'll drop to 70, it'll drop by quite a lot when you take holidays. Instead of that, if you cleverly maintain your attendance at least 80 to 85%, even if you take holiday, it'll still remain within the safe range. So make sure that if you're bunking classes, if you want to go out, do whatever you want, make sure that you know your attendance criteria lies between 80 to 85%. And um, if you're bunking classes, the best time to bunk is either when your NSEM is going to start in a couple of like weeks or something. Why? Because that time they would have completed most of the syllabus, so you won't feel bad or you won't feel like you're lagging behind even if you're missing classes, or after your mid semester exams. I would especially suggest to not bunk classes in the very beginning of the semester, because that's when they actually teach you things and that's when you should pay attention to the class. Now let's go to point number 4. Don't run into relationships. Just because you're in college doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship. You barely know these people. You've just met them, like it's just been a couple of days or a couple of months since you met them. Okay, knowing someone deeply, properly, and thoroughly, it takes months and years. Okay, and a relationship is a really big responsibility, emotionally and mentally. So, first, focus on yourself, your confidence, and your growth. And when it's the right time, it'll everything will happen on its own, and you'll get into a relationship on its own. Don't force it. Focus on yourself first. Make sure that you're able to take care of yourself properly first in every possible way, then you can step into a relationship. Okay, and you still have so many semesters left. This is only the first semester, so there's no rush. Point number 5, don't get too close to seniors. This is mainly for girls. Okay, it's okay to talk to seniors, it's okay to ask for academic help, it's okay to be best friends with seniors, but in almost every single college, one common thing that happens is senior boys love hitting on junior girls. Okay, so you have to be careful. Okay, not everyone has bad intentions, but you don't know that yet. Okay, maintain boundaries. If something feels uncomfortable, trust that feeling. If you have this intuition, this instinct that, okay, I don't feel safe around this person, don't be with them. Boundaries are not rude, they're necessary. Point number 5, maintain boundaries with everyone, not just seniors, friends, classmates, everyone. If someone crosses your boundary, makes you uncomfortable, you don't need to explain yourself. Being kind does not mean tolerating disrespect. Your self respect is one of the most important things for yourself. Please don't forget that. Protect your peace. Okay. Next is point number 5. Remember why you came to college. So yeah, college is fun, of course. You should enjoy. You have so many fests, so many festivals. You have so many fests, so many events. But don't forget your purpose. The main reason why you're coming to college is for two things. First one is your academics, to get a degree. So focus on your CGPA. Focus on studying, listening to classes, and getting good enough CGPA. Okay, and next is building network. One of the reasons why you also come to college is to build network, because when you come to college, you meet wide range of people, seniors, juniors, classmates, everyone, and make sure that you have this like friendly. You make sure that you're friendly to everyone. Okay, and if you can help people, if it doesn't take too much effort, go ahead and help them, because you never know how people might come handy to you. Okay, and build genuine connections. Okay, be very friendly with everyone, but be close only to few. Next, point number 8, don't waste your first semester. First semester gives you something that you won't always have: time. Study, hang out, take pictures, make memories, but don't waste entire days scrolling. Have fun, but grow too. Spend time with people who accept you for who you are. Go on solo dates. Learn to enjoy your own company. This is very, very important. Okay, if you learn to enjoy your own company, honestly, I think you can do anything in life, because you are not scared of being lonely. Which means that you won't go along with the crowd. You won't follow the crowd. You will do whatever you want to do in life. Self love is the most important form of love in your life. Okay, so like I said, first semester, right, I used to have classes, but like 3 days in a week, classes used to end by afternoon, so we used to have a lot of free time. So whatever you want to do, you want to go out with your friends, do it. You want to make memories with your friends, do it. Whatever you wanted to do it in the first semester, because that is when you have most of your leisure time. Point number 9, start learning skills and earning money. First semester is also the best time to learn skills, do internships, try content creation, earn even small income. So being financially independent is important because now you're 18. When you join college, most of us are 18. Some of us are 17, some of us are 19, but it doesn't really matter. Once you're entering college, you now officially count as an adult. So one of the main independence you should start working towards is financial independence. And first semester is the time where you have so much of free time. So, learn things and start earning your own money. Even a small income changes your confidence. Your money gives you choices, and choices give you freedom. Okay. And then a bonus tip, start acting like an adult. So once you enter college, adulting begins. You're responsible for what you say, what you do, and what you choose as well. So no more blaming, no more escaping because you're not a child anymore. You're an adult now. Okay, people will treat you like an adult only when you start behaving one. So when you start behaving like an adult only, people will also start treating you like one. If you don't behave like an adult, people will still see you as a child. And trust me, that's something you don't want. Start with being independent. Okay, manage your own things, learn basic life skills, handle your own responsibilities, and mainly focus on becoming financially independent. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. The best way to get independence, but the best way to start getting independence is by starting to earn money. And trust me, now there are multiple ways where you can earn money. Genuinely, it's not that hard. Okay, you're allowed to make mistakes, but you're also responsible for fixing them. Remember, with actions come consequences. So before saying something, doing something, think twice and then do it, because now you're an adult. You can't run, you can't escape. You have to take responsibility. That's adulthood. Okay. So so um last but not the least, I would like to give this tip. Okay, so before I end this video, one important thing: don't expect everyone around you to care for you anymore. First of all, you're not a kid anymore, and next, everybody is selfish. Okay, your classmates are busy with their own lives, their own grades, their problems, their image. Genuinely, nobody cares about you, especially in college. At least in school, you have teachers caring for your friends, but in college, most of the people don't care. They only care about themselves. Okay, the people who genuinely care about you are very few. Maybe your parents, your siblings, or one or two real friends, best friends. So stop expecting care, love from others. Start caring for yourself. Start loving yourself. That's not sad. That's powerful. Your first semester doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be intentional. Set boundaries, focus on growth, take responsibility. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Love you all. Bye bye.